welcome back. This is By the Book, and we're your married relationship coaches. I'm Set.
I'm Sil.
And today we're talking about Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode Decision Day. So this is Lindy and Miguel, and I guess maybe they had like a animal wrangler right there outside so that no animals, no bunnies, no ducks, no rabbits, and all that good stuff could run by and distract Lindy. Because, baby, if she had been like, ooh, a duck, I don't know how this whole thing would have went down.
I was wondering where you were going with that.
Luckily, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
And this whole thing resulted just like we all thought it would. Lindy talks about Miguel at the beginning before they sit down with the experts. And she says that Miguel brings out the best in her, but sometimes he makes her feel like she's not good enough. Miguel says at the beginning he was willing to just commit his 8 weeks, but that over this course of time that Lindy has shown him that marriage is for a lifetime. He says he doesn't like when Lindy has her outburst, and he doesn't like constantly fighting against her negativity. So those are things that she has. Those are legitimate things, but I think they've had so much positive for like the first, 7 weeks?
Yes.
You know, what were the odds that the last week was going to kind of undo them?
Pretty much.
I don't know. That's kind of how I felt about it.
I kind of felt that too.
Yeah.
You know, even though I think the issues that they had
big issues.
Some really serious issues.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to last, to be honest with you. But I didn't think they would possibly say no at decision day.
Yeah. Yeah, I think fundamentally they're unequally yoked, you know, and not just on a spiritual level, but I'm glad that he's coming over to her way of thinking as far as what marriage actually is. Yeah. But it's some more huge hurdles that they got to overcome as far as their principles, their values. Those things are very important. Those are more important than compatibility in my estimation.
Yeah. So as they sit down with the experts, Lindy talks about Miguel's controlling demeanors, thinks that they come from some past demons that he had. I don't know if this was a reference to Dungeons and Dragons or if this is like real personal demons that he has. Yeah. But Miguel says for his end, I mean, he's very nice. He always is when Lindy kind of confronts him with his behaviors. He's usually pretty apologetic, and he said that he's given everything that he could. Lindy again doubles down. She says she's constantly asking herself, is she good enough? And is she safe? I think it was, right?
Yes.
Is she safe or is she unsafe?
Or unsafe.
Yeah.
And that goes right back to what we were saying. You know, a woman wants to feel safe in the relationship.
Yeah.
And every time he would be unsure and every argument seemed like he wants to, the one big argument especially, like he didn't want to be there, like he was not going to stay in the marriage and question the marriage. Yeah. That does not make your wife feel safe and secure. And so that's basically what she was voicing there.
Right. I mean, it's legitimate. Again, they have a lot of things to work through that I don't think that have been addressed, and they're going to get divorced, y'all. That's how I feel. And I feel it in my spirit. They ain't gonna make it. So at decision time, Lindy says that.
You sound like Miss Jenkins at church. Let me tell y'all something, y'all.
I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
That's what's going to happen.
Go ahead.
Lindy says she has nothing but respect for Miguel, but when she needs him the most, sometimes he scares her. He's, I guess, not there. He seems like he's abandoning her, like you just referenced.
Yeah.
But she said, and seeing him vulnerable in those weak moments when he's sensitive and, you know, just exposed, that makes her love him even more. And she follows that up with a yes, of course. Miguel says after 8 weeks, he knows so much about her. He feels like he's gotten to know the real her, and apparently he can deal with that. She's been questioning that the whole time. Like, can you deal with me and my worst? So I still think he hasn't seen her at her worst.
No,
so we'll see.
I don't think so.
But then he kind of bust out a long speech. Some of it was rhyming, but it was going on, and I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. If a rabbit runs by, it's over with.
Yeah.
But she stayed focused.
She was tuned in.
She was laser focused into that.
Uh-huh.
And, at the end, he said yes, of course. And
Mm-hmm.
that's how it went. They rolled off into the sunset with that answer.
Yeah.
So
It was no fuss. It was no nothing.
no surprises.
It was straight and through. That was Lindy and Miguel. Wasn't anticipating any issues.
No.
And it went off without a hitch. So they may not make it, but I was kind of happy for them in that moment.
Yeah, I'm sure it felt good. No doubt. I mean, it's got to feel good to get through that 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And then just to get the pressure off of you and to say yes and feel like you have something to celebrate, no doubt. My question for you and for you guys is, do they make it to the reunion?
Oh, my gut says no. Because it's like what you were just saying. The issues that they have, they're still there.
Yeah.
And we have not seen them come to a resolution. And yeah, they're gonna go through things.
Yeah.
A marriage is going to go through things. Some things are not gonna be settled overnight, of course. Some things are not gonna be settled in a week or 2 weeks. But through continual communication, a couple will come to a resolution because they're going to begin to understand one another throughout that communication. And even if they don't within a couple of weeks, we need to talk some more.
Yeah, they're going to come to the resolution of divorce. That's what's going to happen.
And so that's why I was saying that principles and values, we got it twisted sometimes. We think compatibility is the end all be all, and even online you hear people bragging, well, we matched in all 37 categories or whatever. It doesn't matter if your principles and values are not aligning with one another.
Yeah.
And that is the specific issue, I think, with Lindy and Miguel. That's the hardcore thing. That's the problem. And then they're going to have to learn how to meet each other's needs.
Yeah. Is she going to change her name?
Probably not.
No.
Just keep your name.
I feel like she's going to change it. She's got that insurance, and that's the quid pro quo going on right there. I think she's going to change her name, and then she's going to have to hurry up and change it back.
I don't know. For some reason, I hope they make it, and I hope they get through whatever they need to get through. But I don't see them lasting that long for her to change that name. To be
it
honest,
it doesn't take that long.
It doesn't, but I don't see her going going through the process of doing it when she doesn't feel safe.
So it depends on how quickly they have that first argument.
Exactly. I think if he's able to turn a corner and be able to speak life into that marriage and speak strength into her, hit those positive notes, I think, she probably will go ahead and do it. But until he picks up the reins and say, you know what, I'm directly and indirectly influencing my wife, and I need to understand that this mouth is nuclear, and and that's the Bible says I can speak life into it, or I can speak death into it, and so choose to speak that life. I hope that he does, but we're going to see. Reunion time.
See. I can't wait for the reunion. Anyway, guys, drop your comments below. Let us know what you think about this couple. And like, share, subscribe. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.